Alright, hey guys, so before I get into the tutorial and cooking demonstration, I just want to say a few things about how I cook and everything. Alright, so I cook for myself. I don't know, I tend to not follow too many recipes, or if I do follow a recipe, I just use it as a guide. I'm not into measuring and making sure things are exact. So if you're looking for a tutorial that gives exact measurements, yeah, not the place. I'm sorry. But also in this specific video, the herb blend that I'm using, I forgot to mention it in the voiceover. It's called Herb de Provence, and it's basically like an herb blend with rosemary, basil, I believe, and lots of other ones, depending on the region or what company. They use different blends, but it's really good. But if you don't have it, you can use fresh herbs and whatever you like. So I honestly believe that cooking is very unique, and you can change it to make it however you like it. It's not about being the exact same. This isn't a restaurant. We don't have to standardize things. So cooking is awesome. It's fun. It shouldn't be a task that you can't enjoy. Alright, so I hope you really enjoyed this video, and just keep watching. So let's get cooking. So I'm starting off by cutting about 5 tomatoes into wedges so that I can roast them. And I'm using a serrated knife because it makes it easier to keep the tomatoes intact. So if you find yourself squishing your tomatoes when you cut them, try a serrated knife. Okay, so next I'm just peeling my garlic, and I'm just leaving it whole. Next I'm peeling an onion. So when you chop onions, you want to pay attention that you keep that end on that I'm pointing to. I call it the ugly end. And then it makes it easier for you to cut your onions, and it provides an anchor. Alright, so now I'm just peeling my onion, and I'm only going to use half of an onion for this. And then you'll see me soon pointing to the lines that the onions have. Onions are really easy to cut. They kind of guide you through it. So when you're cutting an onion, you just follow the lines, and then that way you'll know they'll usually be evenly spaced apart, and it's really helpful when dicing. For this cut, since I'm going to blend it eventually, I'm not too worried about making everything perfect. And you'll see once I finish cutting the top end of it off, I don't cut all of the onion. It doesn't slice through all the way, but usually you would want it so that they separate all the way. Alright, so now I'm just drizzling my vegetables with olive oil and a little bit of kosher salt and some pepper before I put them in the oven to roast. Also, when you're roasting, you want to make sure that you do not overcrowd your pans, and that's the thing with any thing you're cooking. So I had to use 2 sheet trays, and I'm putting them in the oven at 450 degrees.
A few moments later.
Alright, so after my veggies were finished roasting, I put them into a blender. Since I don't have an immersion blender, I'm doing this step first. If you do have an immersion blender, you blend after the soup is pretty much made. So I'm adding the veggies, some stock, 2 bay leaves, and about a tablespoon or so of my herb blend, and I'm mixing it all up. And once I finish mixing that, I'm just going to let it reduce until it thickens to my liking. Once it's reduced enough, I'm just going to add about 1/4 cup of heavy cream, salt and pepper to taste, and that's it. And so it's easy, it's so simple, and it tastes delicious. So if you try this out, let me know. Bye!